Hi guys, welcome to another beautiful episode of Jumoke Salame's show. How are you doing? It's so good to be back in your faces right now. I'm happy to be here one more time. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it and I truly and deeply love you. So today's topic, it's something that's bothering me. It's something that is affecting us as a society. It's something that once you wake up, there's one sad news about it or the other, and we cannot shy away from it. And that topic is raising kids in our society. Yes, raising kids in our modern age society. And first of all, we know the family is a very important unit in the society. And most of the things that we learn, most of the first knowledge that we get, first-hand knowledge, it's from your family. What is that thing as a mother, as a father? What is that contribution that you're adding to your kids' life? What is that thing you're doing for them aside from providing for their needs that is going to make them stand out, that is going to make them remember you for good and say a word of prayer for you when you're long gone? It's a crazy world that we live in now that I think maybe because of wokeness of something, I don't know, everybody has taken different routes on raising their kids. But there's something that we all need to know. The results, the final results. How does your kid or how does your ward present your home when he or she is outside? You wake up today and on the media you're seeing abuse from this, abuse from that, kids doing what's not, kids doing what you can't, you don't even expect of them to do, and you begin to wonder. You begin to ask yourself, where did they get it wrong? What happened? Now, I can lay my hands on so many instances, but on this show, we won't be able to discuss all of it. But what are we talking about? As a mother, as a father, what do you do? How do you intend to raise your children for them not to pollute further the society that we live in? Do you have a daughter that you don't even know how she lives her life? Your daughter is age 8, 10, 13. You can't even say something about your child. And I keep telling anybody that cares to listen that you see something. When you send your kids to school, they only go to school to learn maths, English, and all of that. It's from the house that they get to learn. It's home training, whatever you teach them, how you want them to behave when they're around people, how to sit, how to talk, poise, and all of that. It is your duty. It's not a teacher's duty to teach your daughter. No, so when you see somebody you're supposed to greet, what are you doing? Are you leaving all the work? Are you leaving all the training for the teachers to do? They can't do that because of 24 hours, I think they have only maybe like 8 hours with your child. What are you doing with the rest? Or you're going to tell me maybe you're a working class lady, you're a busy man, you don't even have time for your child. You're leaving them to the domestic staff that can barely do nothing for them. You don't even know what they give to them in school, the assignments. When you come back home, in fact, sometimes you can even count how many times you see your child in a week. It's crazy. There is nothing you can tell me. It's not justified. I know you're trying to make ends meet, but really, are you going to have all the wealth on earth and by the time you acquire everything, you don't have a proper family to spend all of that with? That's crazy. It's impossible. You can't do all of that. You need to do your part. Remember, these kids, they didn't beg you to bring them forth. You did what you had to do and you brought them. You will be accountable for them because most of them don't even know their right from their left. You have your child. When last have you sat him down? When last have you sat her down to have a discussion? You don't even know what they want. You don't know what they like. Your own is to go out. You get into the mall. You buy them things. You don't even know if your daughter is going to like it. You cannot beat your chest to say, my daughter likes this thing. You don't know anything about them. The thing is that I'm a mother. I'm a father. You don't know. That is not an achievement. That means you're not doing your part as their parents because it is from you they are going to learn their first knowledge. So what are you even giving to these kids? What do you allow them to watch? Who do you allow them to meet? What kind of friends do they keep? Do you know their friends? Do you know their teachers? Do you know the people they don't even like? Because even as an adult, you might not like people. Why don't they like this person? Do you think they are toxic? Do you even think your child is a bully? You do not know. And you think, so far I can pay their school fees, they are going to the best school in Lagos, They are mixing with the best friends. Oh, you want to go to trip to Dubai, you can afford it. You think you're doing your part as a mother. No, ma, you have failed. If you cannot impact the necessary knowledge that is going to take your child way beyond even you, then you've done nothing. That is the best thing you can give to your child. Letting them know the good, the bad, the right from the wrong at their early age. And when they grow up, they won't depart from it. You use silly terms like sexy for kids and you think things are right. You think you're making sense. No, you're not making sense. You have a child of 5 years, of 6 years. You are dressing for the child and everything is exposed and you think, oh, my child is woke. You think my child is beautiful. No, that's not. You are failing. You're failing because when something happened now and maybe somebody did rubbish and you be like, even if the child is dressed like this, is this supposed to be? But in the first place, are you even supposed to think of dressing your child in that manner? Do your own part. Do your own part. Stop all this. Allow these kids to be kids. I remember when we were much younger, we all want to be an adult. I can't wait to grow up. Now we are grown. We want to go back. We want to sleep. We don't want to think. We don't want to pay bills. But no, we can't go back to that age. So these kids are still in that age. Let them be kids. Allow them be kids. You make silly hair for them just because you want them to stand out. Please, I think if your child has to stand out, let me know how good your child can speak. Let me know how well your child can interact. Let me see how well your child can communicate and relate to people. And not tell me because he or she's on less wig, you think you're the best. No, you're not the best mother. You're losing it. If that is your own basics of good parenting, then you're failing. You're failing. You don't do all of that. Sometimes you go to your child's school, or maybe there's a report that, oh, so person did something to you. See, let me tell you, there are times that when some things are being thrown at us as a mother or as a parent, you need to sit back, let it sink in, make your findings before you allow that anger, that rage to take over you. You don't even want to investigate. I think you're learned. I think you don't even have to be learned to know how to act. It's a formal environment for you to talk. You need to know how things are going. You need to know what led to one thing or the other. You just don't go to your child's school beating up their teachers, acting like you rule them, you feed them and all of that. It doesn't even speak well. It doesn't even give your child the LD environment to learn. You don't go to their school beating up their teachers and you think you're passing a good message to your child. That means they can wake up one day and the teacher will say something and they just slap the teacher. What are you doing? Okay, back at home, what are the things you put in place to checkmate your kids? Are you just leaving them to watch all sorts of programs on TV? Especially now that we have crazy content on TV. Our musical videos are not doing good. Everything is just running mad. Is it anything that they see on social media, on TV, that you allow them watch? Now, the thing is, even kids of 10 years now have phone. See, you can say I'm old school, but I know I'm doing a very good job. Your child is 10 years and he or she has an Android phone and you think you think you're doing something you should be proud of. Or maybe you're going to tell me they use it in school and all of that, and you don't even have anything you're using to checkmate whatever he or she is doing on that phone. You don't know what your child is searching for on Google. You don't know the content he or she is watching on YouTube, and you think, oh, so far I can talk to my phone, my daughter, my son when I'm not at home. You're doing fine. No, you're not doing, because when this child begins to pass the age limit, you wouldn't know. They won't tell you. Once that thing keeps coming, then they get exposed and voila, they're doing something you're not going to be proud of. They're doing something that is shameful, something that you are not going to be proud of. You can't even tell anyone. So why not do the needful so you don't have to cry at the end of the day? Are you checking these children? Are you checking what they're watching? Okay, they have TV sets in their room. Do you even go to their room to see what they're watching? Do you have access to so many things about them? When last have you sat your child down to have a conversation? Do you guys talk? Do you know your child? Can your child beat his or her chest to say, My mom knows me. She knows what I like. My father knows me so much. Or you're just a provider to them. You need to think. Because I believe one of the reasons why the world is getting more crazy by the day is because of bad parenting. We have several mothers now, even those that didn't take proper training from their own parents are now becoming mothers. So what do you expect? You're a product of, I didn't listen to my mother cannot tell me anything, they don't even know how you live your life. Now you have a child. What kind of knowledge do you want to imbibe in such child? So if my child comes back home telling me a certain child says this, or some words that I don't expect to hear from their circle, and they're saying it, I will intentionally withdraw my child from your own child. So I would not let your own child pollute mine. So that is why I'm supposed to work tirelessly to train my child, so my child will not pollute yours. And maybe someday we are going to reduce this madness in the society to the barest minimum. Are you a parent that you believe that I can't spank my child, nobody can spank my child? I'm sorry, my dear. I spank my children. I spank them. That's why I said when I started, I'm old school. I'm old school with my full chest. Like my Yoruba people will say, "Taba fi owo to bamowi, I feel to sifamora." That is how I feel. We need to imbibe some knowledge in these kids. Sometimes kids will be kids. They will want to play the fact that I'm not going to listen. But how do you do as a mother? Because let me tell you, at their formative age, you can choose what they do, what they watch, and how they behave. Because you're forming them. It's just like when you give birth to a child and maybe the baby has big head, something. At that stage, you can mold that baby. It's still, the child is still tender. So mold it to the correct shape and it's going to stay like that. So when your kids are in the formative age, that is the best time you can imbibe everything that you want with the help of God. Because with all that we've said, there is none we can do without the assistance of God. But are you doing your part? Do your part. Say it in prayers and let God finish the work. Because truly, you cannot follow these children everywhere they go. But when you've done your part, and as a mother, a praying mother, you add that, you lead them. What's this Bible quote? That train your child in the right way to go, and when they grow up, they will not depart from it. That is it. When you've done your part, He has said it all. Do your part, and I will finish it up. So on that note, if you think you've gone wrong in raising your child, if you think you've not been doing the right thing, if you think you can't take it anymore because all the things you've done have been opposite of what we've been saying, please retrace your step, go back to the drawing board with your child, with your family, and try and mold your family once more. And let me tell you something, let your kids know, let your children know that there's consequences for every act that they take. So once they know this, I think it's going to curb the things that they do. And please, remember, sometimes these kids, they can't even read yet. I'm talking about early years, 2 years, 3 years. They can't read very well, but they stick to pictures. That is why when you go to their, their early years school, what they do more of pictures, colors. Those are the things that go far in their memory. What those children see, it is what is going to stick. Watch the kind of content that you expose your child to. Watch it, because if you don't, that is what they'll keep in their memory. Are you allowing them see things that they're not supposed to see? Are they watching musical videos that they're not supposed to watch? Are they seeing movies that they're not supposed to see? Are they seeing cartoons that they're not supposed to see? Because I said it earlier, it's a crazy world. Even the so-called cartoons now have things that you can't even allow your kids to watch. So please, hold your parental control very dear to your heart. You can't do it all. So don't forget to pray. A praying mother, a praying father will always get it right by the special grace of God. And on that note, I'm ending this episode. I do hope that you've learned 1 or 2 things, and I do want to make this episode very interactive. I have a question to ask. Do you think bad parenting is one of the reasons why we have so many disasters in the world? What is your take? Is it true? Is it false? So under this post, I want lots of comments. I want your opinion. I want to know what you think. So I will be waiting and ready to accept all your questions and let's discuss about this. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your audience. I love you so much. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jumoke Salamis TV. God bless you so much as you do so. I love you, and I love you so much. I remain your beautiful girl, Jumoke Salami, Adufe, Omolowo Mogun Maja, Maja Meji Vere, Ara Ade Ajagbon, Ajagbon Giopo, Ara Alambe, Ọmọ Aṣírí Wélùwà, Ọmọ Onúbígi ó gbé mi lọ, Ọmọ Pàǹtí ló ṣe ń làjà, ó dági dúró mọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀gọ̀, Ọmọ Ṣàkìtì wẹ́n wẹ́n. Thank you so much. I love you.